Finally tonight, the century on Friday. Listen to this from the New York Times. A considerable population is in danger, ravaged by sickness and privations of every kind, by outrages including murder, refugees robbed of everything they possessed. Does it sound like the ethnic cleansing in Kosovo? Actually, it's from an article 84 years ago about the forgotten genocide. Tonight, the Armenian Massacre. Mary Omartian has a question for God.
If there is God in heaven, someday we're going to ask a question to him. Why? What did we do that you caused the whole trouble?
It is sometimes called the Armenian Holocaust, and one of its perpetrators, Talat Pasha, is known to Armenians as the Turkish Hitler. Look at what is happening now to the ethnic Albanians in Kosovo, and you can follow a line that leads, finally, here, to the near annihilation of the Turkish Armenians in 1915. It was, quite simply, the first genocide of the 20th century.
The Turkish ruling elite proceeded to destroy the Armenian population, 2 million people. And this was done by massacre. It was done by deportation. It was done by rape, plunder, murder of the most appalling kinds.
As the century began, the Ottoman Empire was collapsing. The Turks, who were Muslims, were being pushed out of the Balkans, where their Christian subjects were in open rebellion. And inside Turkey, 2 million Christian Armenians were demanding better treatment.
As Armenians continued to agitate for change, they were met with more and more violence.
There was some hope when a new regime called the Young Turks took power in 1908, promising freedom and equality for all ethnic minorities. But they broke their promises, and in the name of a new Turkish empire, they moved viciously against the Armenians.
A little bit like Hitler's idea of an Aryan society, so that Turkey would be a place only possible for Turkish Muslim people, and the Armenians represented the biggest threat in the Turkish mind to this pan-Turkic ideal.
When Turkey became involved in the First World War on the side of the Germans, the Turkish leadership arrived at yet another reason to be rid of the Armenians. They feared the Armenians would fight against them, with their Christian Orthodox Russian neighbors to the east. The plan to destroy the Armenian population began 84 years ago this week, with the deportation and eventual murder of the Armenian cultural elite.
I was only 12 years old, and they took all my school teachers away. They never came back.
The Turkish authorities then turned to the remainder of the civilian population, starving some, burning others. Armenian women tried to avoid rape by burying themselves up to their necks in sand. The Turks herded people into caves and then set brush fires at the mouth of the caves, primitive gas chambers.
That way, hundreds of people could be asphyxiated in one fell swoop.
Armin Wegner, a German army medic, was so sickened by what he saw that he secretly photographed what was going on so it could not be hidden from the world.
Hunger, death, despair shout at me from all sides. The desert has devoured them.
Wegner's pictures were one of the reasons the victors of World War I gave Armenians a state of their own. The Turks denied genocide, and they deny it still. Now follow the line forward. In the 1930s, when the Nazis began their reign of terror, Wegner wrote to Hitler imploring him to leave the Jews alone. Already planning genocide of his own, Hitler declared, "Who remembers what happened to the Armenians now?" More than 1.5 million Armenians died, and there is much more information about this on our website, thecentury.com, including all of the photographs taken by Armin Wegner more than 80 years ago. That is our report on World News Tonight. I'm Peter Jennings. Good night.